Hey, what's up, guys? It's Fulky here. I just want to give a shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indie Kid over at the Talkin VAWLS network on YouTube. Keep doing your thing, guys. Go VAWLS.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS podcast. Talkin VAWLS channel. This is the Indie Kid coming at you. Going to bring you some basketball information as we move toward basketball season. We move towards the exhibition opener coming up Saturday. As a matter of fact, as Tennessee will host Lenore Ryan in an exhibition game at Thompson Bowling Arena, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Of course, you can attend that in person or it is on the SEC Network Plus. So basketball is just around the corner, less than a week out from exhibition game, and then the first regular season game will be November the 9th, which is a Tuesday night in Knoxville, SEC Network, 7 p.m. against UT Martin. But before we get into that, guys, you know the drill. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit subscribe. Helps drive the channel, helps drive the analytics, helps drive helps push it out to where more people can get it. If you know anybody who's a basketball fan, help them tune in. We're going to definitely amp up our basketball coverage this year, whether it's live shows, whether it's videos. We'll be trying to bring that to you. And then the plan for right now is for this week, of course, so we'll have our regular Tuesday night show, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Dauber and I are planning on this is roughly right now. This could change, but I think we're looking at Thursday night, 8 p.m. will be our basketball preview show. And then try to bring a video sometime next Saturday after the scrimmage to, kind of recap thoughts on the scrimmage. Like I said, it is on the SEC Network Plus, so she'll be able to watch that and kind of see how they're doing that. May not be able to take a whole lot out of it, but still it'll be exciting to watch this team play. But what I wanted to focus on today is where can Tennessee improve from last year? And I went through the statistics NCAA-wise. I went through the statistics individually. And obviously, this is a much different looking team than last year. I mean, I'm looking at it now, your leading scorers were Jaden Springer, Keon Johnson. Then you had Eves Pons at fifth. That is three of your top five scorers who averaged 8.7 points or above gone. Of course, Pons and Vescovi both averaged 8.7. And then you have the departures of Devontae Gaines, Drew Pember, EJ Anasicki as well. A lot of turnover this offseason. So we wanted to focus in areas where I thought Tennessee struggled last year. And just kind of looking over different statistics. I'm having trouble with that word tonight. But looking over different statistics for Tennessee. Their scoring margin last year was 71.9 per game. Their opponents averaged 63.5. Field goal percentage, 43.9 per game. So I wanted to kind of look at where Tennessee ranked nationally in these statistics to see how it looked. And I started, and this was according to NCAA.com. This was just type in statistics. That's the main site that came up for it. But rebounds, Tennessee ranked 137th in the nation. They averaged 35.9 rebounds per game. Opponents averaged 34 rebounds per game. So that was a 1.9 to the positive. But 137th, that's a little low. Some of these ranks are going to stand out. Field goal percentage. We said it along the way. We said that Tennessee struggled with shooting the ball last year. Well, when looking at it, Tennessee ranked 180th in the nation at 43.86%. Now, I'm looking at field goal percentage here. Just Fulkerson was over 50%. Olivier Comhock, he had a much smaller attempts. He was 56.5%, or basically 57%. Everybody else was under 50. You had Jaden Springer, Keon Johnson, 46.7, 44.9, respectively. Victor Bailey, 40.2. Eve Pons, 46.6. And Euros, which he only took 15 attempts, he was 46.7%. The rest of the guys were under 40% on the year. Assist to turnover ratio, this was one I thought Tennessee struggled with. When I looked it up, their assist to turnover ratio, they ranked 71st in the nation at 1.19 was that difference per game that averaged. Not too bad. It's actually probably a little better than I expected. But when I looked at turnovers, fewest turnovers, and this could have been a little bit misleading because Tennessee played more games than some other teams, but they were tied for 213th nationally. Free throw percentage, they ranked 56th at 74.58%. That's fairly respectable, I think, not too bad. 3-point percentage. Here's the one where they really, really need to improve, and I feel Rick Barnes addressed this, especially with the pickup of Justin Powell. I know I've read about Victor Bailey, how he's been shooting the ball better. Of course, you're adding Kennedy Chandler to the mix. I think Vescovi could probably withstand to pick his up a little bit as well, but he was a decent shooter, but they ranked 201st in the nation at 33.02% last year. That has got to improve. 3-point defense, they ranked 103rd, giving up a percentage of 32.5%. Rebounding margin, they ranked 125th nationally. That's the stats I chose to focus on because I thought that these were all areas that when it came down to it last year, Tennessee, I don't know if I would say they were horrible, but there were, especially in these games where they lost or tougher games, these stats stood out. And, sometimes, the naked eye is your best stat. It's better than on paper, but, I think these stats really tell the tale with Tennessee basketball. So how do they address these? Well, rebounding wise, John Fulkerson's back. Last year, John Fulkerson averaged 5.5 rebounds per game. Actually, Josiah Jordan-James was the leading rebounder on the team at 6.5. Fulkerson was 5.5. E. Pons was 5.3. No one else was the next highest was 3.7 for Vescovi. They got to get better production out of that. So how did Rick Barnes address that? They added Brandon Huntley Hatfield, 5-star, reclassified to this class. But I think he's going to be depended on. You got Jonas Adu, another top 100 commitment, or signee, was originally committed to Marquette. Marquette had the coaching change. Got to feel, Tennessee was in on him before then. They brought Justin Gainey, who's one of the new assistant coaches, down. That could be a nice pickup as well. Olivier Kamha, you're hearing good things about him and what he's doing along the way. So how does I feel Tennessee should be improved in that area. Field goal percentage. Again, you've added Justin Powell. And I haven't even gotten to Kennedy Chandler. Of course, I had a video earlier last week about him being named to the Bob Cousy award list for the nation's top point guard. Fulkerson mentioned him. He was named to the Karl Malone list for the top, I guess it's forward in the nation. Field goal percentage, Justin Powell, he's going to boost that. He's going to boost your 3-point shooting. Rebounding margin, Tennessee's got up that a little bit, hopefully with Huntley Hatfield. Hopefully a healthy John Fulkerson. Adu, Kamha. Hope Euros takes another step. He played a little bit more at the end of last year. Where do they add with that? Assist to turnover. Having that true point guard. And not only they have one, they have two. They have Kennedy Chandler, and they added Zakai Ziegler, who reclassified to this class as well. Dauber made the comment last night we were talking about. He said he watched some of the intra-squad scrimmage last week. He watched Ziegler, said he's small, but he's quick and he can shoot. So, and I know Rick Barnes has mentioned that, how he likes how he can shoot, how he's not afraid to, get in there and go at it. So that will allow Vescovi to play off the ball, which I think he's more comfortable with. So really all of these things here, That should help with assist to turnover, having that true point guard. If Kennedy Chandler comes in as advertised, getting Fulkerson some help. He didn't have it last year. Fulkerson and Pons, those two guys did all the heavy lifting down low, and they had no help besides that. Some of this defense, they've added some athletes. Jemai Mashak out of California. Quentin Jabunje out of Florida. Another French prospect who came in. Long, lean, very athletic guys. They're going to add to that as well. Having that true point guard again, guys who can only not only run his position but can guard it. Having more size down low. Rick Barnes went out and addressed all of these stats. Right here. Free throw percentage, you got to think that's going to pick up with a little better shooting. Turnovers down, assists up, 3-point percentage up, 3-point defense. I felt in games where they lost last year, that was an Achilles heel for them. So what did Tennessee do? They went out and addressed these things. That's a step in the right direction as we get ready to start the 2021-2022 season, where the Vols start the season ranked number 18 in the preseason AP poll. How do they improve on that? We know they started hot last year. They fizzled out, and it ended up being a disappointing end of the season. How do they start? How do they finish? How do they progress along the way? Do we see progression? Do we see regression? How do they do it? I know you got to think Rick Barnes is coming in hungry. He showed me the signs of being hungry because he went out and made the necessary changes that he needed to with his team. Then brought in, had a couple of assistants leave for head coaching jobs. George Mason, ETSU for those guys. And then you brought in the new coaches as well. You brought in Gainey. You brought in Clark as well. Guys with ties. Guys who were good coaches as well. So we'll get more into this. We're going to try to bring you more videos this week. And again, Thursday night, 8 p.m., that's the goal for Talkin Vols basketball season preview. And again, of course, Tuesday night, 8 p.m., Talkin Vols football. Tennessee is on a bye week, so there will be no show next Saturday. We're all going to enjoy the weekend while we have it off, and then we'll get ready for the last third of the season. But as always, guys, thank you for tuning in. My name's Andy Kidd. This is the Talkin Vols Network. Go Big Orange.